Hi guys, I am Glenn, also known on the interwebs as Mr. Crafty Man. I just got back from Boise, Idaho this morning. I went to visit my grandpa. He's 96 years old, and my uncle Steve. I want to do something different today. So what I would like to do is I want to start answering some questions in these videos, and one of the questions that I get the most is, how much Albutrix am I supposed to take? So remember, when we do our Albutrix or our protein calculations, and we divide our protein in two, half of it is in medical food, which is Albutrix, and the other half is in plant-based food. Now if we look on the bottle here, and I will see if I can zoom in on this. You can see right there on the side of it, it is, let me do an autofocus. Okay, so right here on the side, it says, dosage dietary protein equivalent, and one pill equals 5 grams of carbs, or I'm sorry, not carbs but protein, and it says 6 pills equals 30 grams of dietary protein. We're not really concerned about what 6 pills equals. We're concerned about what 1 pill equals, and one of them is 5 grams. So let's say, for example, your daily protein intake is 45 grams of protein. You're going to be eating 22.5 grams of protein in plant-based food and 22.5 grams of protein in medical food, which is the Albutrix here. So what we're going to do, 22.5 is 4.5 of these tablets. And then another question I've been getting is, well, do I eat them all at once or do I spread them out through the meals? I spread mine out through the meals, and just seemed to work out good for me that way. And also remember, with your plant-based food protein, try not to eat all of your protein for breakfast. That's something that I've had people commenting on, saying, well, I like to have something of substance, something that I can really sink my teeth into for breakfast. And that's fine. If you want to have something like that for breakfast, you're probably going to be eating up almost all of your protein allowance for the entire day there, and then, as I've mentioned in videos before, you're going to be ending up eating salad with no dressing and no plant-based sausage or anything on it. So be careful there, otherwise you'll make your life very miserable. Another question that I've been getting quite often the past couple weeks is, do I take any dietary supplements? Did I during the first 90 days, and also do I now? The answer to that is yes. And people have said, well, what dietary supplements did you take? So that's kind of a really broad question. It's almost like asking a question like, how much does food cost? Well, what kind of food? So as far as the supplements that you should take, it's not necessarily the supplements that I took. I based my supplements off of what I was seeing in my blood labs. If I was seeing that my vitamin D was low, I was taking vitamin D. If I was seeing that maybe my calcium was low, I would take calcium, magnesium. So it just kind of depends on your labs. What I took for supplements isn't necessarily what you should take, but I'll tell you what I do take now is I take a vitamin B complex, I take the vitamin D, I take a potassium, I take magnesium, and I take garlic, and I also take like a multivitamin. And people have said, well, are you still taking Albutrix? Well, now I don't have to take Albutrix because now I've been told that I no longer have kidney disease. But as I've mentioned in my other videos, I'm still doing labs every month. So if I start to see something, if I start to see protein in urine or something like that, you can bet that I would start taking the Albutrix again. And there's a couple things that were like key to my success. Everything kind of fit together, and I want to explain this really quick because we've got people who aren't doing the entire plan. They're saying, well, I'll do this part and I'll do this part and I'm going to try this on my own and like try and I still want to eat steak and everything. I cannot guarantee you that you'll even have decent results whatsoever if you follow a plan other than the one that I've came up with. And I can't 100% guarantee you that mine is going to work for you, but what I can tell you is there's 2,000 people in my Facebook group, and all of them that are doing the plan are having huge success. But so this plan, it's kind of, I like to think of it as a song on a piano. And this also kind of relates to those of you who are just choosing one or two things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, well, this protein's not enough. I want to have this protein too. It's kind of like going up to a piano and you're just hitting one key at a time to play a song. Yeah, something comes out of it and it's a song, but it doesn't sound quite right. When you do everything that I have done together at the same time, it's like using both hands to play the piano, and it actually sounds beautiful, and it turns out to be a beautiful song. But now that we're comparing it to a piano, one of the keys on that piano that has really been important to me is the Freestyle Libre 2. And I've talked about this over and over and over and over. This here is a continuous glucose monitor. And even though they say I don't have diabetes anymore, I still wear a sensor. My A1C has been 5.2, 5.3 for a year now. And I control my blood sugar very, very well. And the neat thing about this, this glucose monitor is it tells you what everything you eat and everything you do, how it affects your blood sugar. Because believe it or not, it's not just eating that makes your blood sugar rise. There's something called dawn phenomenon, which I've talked about. Also stress, being scared, all sorts of things will cause your blood sugar to rise. So the Freestyle Libre 2 was one of the very significant keys on that piano. And just as important as that is the Albutrix. The Albutrix has, I would have probably only had half of the results that I did have if I hadn't have used this. And something I want to mention here is there has been several people who have been commenting in the Facebook group on the videos that are very confused just because I mentioned multiple products as far as medical food goes. There's some of the people who have went out and they've bought all of them and they're taking all of them at the same time. And I've had to clarify, no, it's not all of them, it's one or the other or the other. And the one that I used was the Albutrix. That's the one that I think works the best. I spoke with the owner of the company. He answered all of my questions. When I tried to speak with the other companies, it was very hard to get questions answered. And and people have asked, are you taking the kidney restore at the same time that you're taking the Albutrix? Yes. And in fact, I still take the kidney restore. There's a lot of people that are popping up in the Facebook group and on the YouTube comments and everything with all sorts of, I'm trying to figure out the word to use here. Basically like home remedies, untested home remedies, or things they said worked for them. I generally do not leave those posted because it's not facts. That's just somebody's opinion. Well, I heard that this worked, or I heard if you put your head underwater 3 times and only come up twice, it'll make you feel better. It'll heal you. You won't have any more kidney problems. But everything that I talk about is things that are proven, and not just by me, now by hundreds of people in the Facebook group. And I recommend, if you're not a part of that Facebook group, that you look below in the description of this video, and you will see the link to my Facebook group. Go ahead and join that Facebook group. And basically what the Facebook group is it's for people to get support from each other and from myself and other moderators as they're doing my 90-day program. There was a misconception or a misunderstanding last month where a couple people thought, well, it's so we can go in and we can just talk about all the kidney stuff we want and that. Well, it's called Mr. Crafty Man's Beat Kidney Disease group, because it's basically discussing what I did. If you want to discuss things that you might want to try yourself, we can always create another, like a subgroup for that. But we try and keep the Facebook group pure and on topic, and also free of negativity. People that are in there that are being very negative disappear very quickly. So it is a very positive group. I have got questions also that have come up regarding the exercise and the cardio. And I do understand that there are a lot of people who don't have the ability to get out there and jog or something like that. That's why I mentioned the elliptical trainer, because the elliptical trainer is no impact. You just stand on it and you move. And a few have mentioned swelling in their legs, that their legs are sore. Something that I recommend is go to Walmart or Walgreens or jump on Amazon and get yourself some compression socks. The compression socks will definitely help with that. They work wonders. And there are a few of you, you know who you are, who have told me you have the Freestyle Libre 2, and for several weeks now I've been asking you, have you started it up yet? Have you put the sensor on yet? No, not yet. No, not yet. You really need to do that, because this is such an important tool. It's so important to be able to see what your body is doing and what effect it's having with different things. That's the same with the watches that I wear, and you'll notice I'm not wearing either of them right now, because over the weekend when I took my trip up to Boise, Idaho, both of them died, so they're both charging right now. But I have the Fitbit, and the Fitbit tracks my cardio, tracks my cardio health, my resting heart rate. It also does my my steps, and the VMed watch, the V-Medical watch that I wear, that one there does my blood pressure, it does my blood oxygen, it's doing my heart rate also. I can do little ECGs with it and everything. It's a really cool watch. So start asking your questions in the comments of the YouTube videos, And most of you who do that probably have realized that I do go in there and I answer your questions pretty quickly, and I will still do that, but the questions that I'm seeing multiple times, I'll definitely answer in the videos, and I'm going to tell you probably the question that I get the very, very, very most is, what 90-day plan? Where's the 90-day plan video at? And to join the Facebook group, I have a requirement now where you answer a question saying you watched that video, because there were so many people popping in there saying they hadn't seen it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to that video in the description of this video also, so you can go ahead and watch that video. And that is an hour and 4 minutes long, but it's very important to watch. It'll alleviate the majority of the questions that are asked in all of the other videos and in the Facebook group. I'm also going to put a link to the Albutrix, and this is not a supplement. Again, I'll tell you that. People say, well, that's expensive. I'm not spending that much money on a supplement. Again, this is not a supplement. This is an FDA registered and approved medical food. And again, when you look at the price of this and then look at this becomes half of your monthly food, this here turns out to be less expensive than what half of the food that you would be eating from the grocery store costs per month. So keep that in mind. This is not a supplement. It is food. It's half of your food. So go ahead and join the Facebook kidney group. Link will be here. The link to the Albutrix will be here, and the link to my new favorite snack, the Ray's cookies, the healthy cookies, will be there. These here, I'm trying to take it easy on them because they're really, really good, but these ones here have no sugar in them. They have like 1 gram of carbs in them, and I mean, 1 a day is not going to hurt you. They're good. It's just hard to eat 1 a day. And I will have the website to these in the description of the video also, but these are eatrays.com. So I will see you guys later in the week, and thank you for watching. I hope this answered some of your questions.